What is happening, guys? Welcome back. So in the last episode on the Golf, we'd got it in a bit of epoxy primer and we were doing a bit of sanding and a bit of sorting out. The end of that episode, I said I needed to do a little bit more sanding, do some more priming and a bit of filling, etc. I've done all of that. The car is now done, finished, ready, keyed up, scuffed over, ready for me to start laying the high build primer on. Now I figured you didn't need to see me doing all of that lot because who wants to see loads and loads and loads of sanding? But yeah, basically we've gone over, identified by sanding it and blocking it out before, identified low spots, put more filler on, built the filler up, and then we have gone over it with epoxy primer again. That's gone off for 24, 36 hours, something like that. And then we've gone over with 180 sandpaper, scuffed the whole car up, so it's now ready for the high build. Two little things I have done. I had a few comments in the last video saying why hadn't I deleted the bee sting sunroof aerial because it wasn't factory. Being honest, I didn't really think about it. It was just a hole in the roof. I've now welded that up and we've filled that there. That is that done. And then coming round onto the scuttle here and somewhere along here, there are dimples in the scuttle for left-hand drive wipers. So we've drilled the right-hand holes and deleted the left-hand drive ones. I did read that a lot of people just fit the left-hand drive wipers and delete the right-hand drive holes out the scuttle. I haven't got a left-hand mechanism, I've got a right-hand drive mechanism, so I've deleted them holes and I think it just tidies that area up a little bit. So the next step is to move on to high build primer. Now that was very kindly supplied to me by Breakwells paints, who sponsor the channel and help me out with paints. If you're in the market for paints, consumables, things of that nature, hit up Breakwells paints and don't forget to use the code DANCHAMBERS10 and it'll get you a nice little 10% off. I'll put the link in the description to them guys. So I need to mix some of this up, wipe the car over with panel wipe. I've blown it all over, let the dust settle, blown it off again. We'll go over, wipe it over now with panel wipe, get the gun loaded up. And we want to try and get 2 or 3 good layers of it on. It is currently, I've turned the heater off so it has dropped a little bit, but it's currently 23 degrees in here on that one. And on this one, it is, what we're saying on this one, 23 on that one. So bang the heater back on, we'll be sitting at about 25, 26 degrees it seems to sit at, which is nice. We'll stay here for a good half hour, 20 minutes after to, yeah, just let it cure a bit more, and then we shall go home and hopefully come back in the morning and be able to start blocking this out. Anyway, waffling, let's mix some paint and start getting it on. Good morning. So last night we got that all-in high build primer. It hasn't exactly gone to plan really. I mixed the paint up, got it all right, all as per instructions or whatever. Was told not to thin it, which I didn't thin it, which was the mistake. Couldn't get the gun rub to spray right, and it's just gone on quite patchy, and I was just getting in a flap. I didn't know what I was doing. I was rushing round and I just couldn't work out what was going on. But I don't know if the camera will pick it up. You can just see it's really thin in places. Down here it's all thin as well. Around here it's just thin everywhere, and it's just not a very good coating of high build primer. It does, however, sand quite nicely. But unfortunately I'm going to have to leave this now for probably until tonight. And then I'm going to have to go over the whole thing again, sand the whole thing for about the 706th time. to flat it back and then re-prime it. So I'm trying to sort some more primer out in a minute, because that entire shell, as it is now, had one very bad coat of high build primer. Has used 2 litres of high build primer, and there's hardly anything on it. I think my problem was that I didn't thin it. Yeah, I think my problem was that I didn't thin it. The gun, being even though it's a 1.8 tip, it didn't like it. But anyway, yeah. Lesson learned. We need to take our time a little bit more with that. So I've got to leave the shell now as it sits to just cure and go off or whatever for the next few hours. And then we'll sand it down tonight, and hopefully tomorrow be able to get a load more high build primer on the shell. Yeah, annoying, but it's one of them things. Teaching yourself what you're doing and trying to just have phone calls with people and have a bit of advice. It's not the easiest of things, but we'll get there and it will be all right. So I'm going to move on to something else now. I've been focusing on the shell and forgot that we've got an accoutrement of other parts. So we've got the bonnet, the wings, pair of wings, the boot lid, and we've also got the sunroof panel, which is down the other end of the workshop somewhere. We've got a few bits to sort to these. So we've cut the rear arches, so we've got to cut the front arches to match so we can get a half decent fitment on the front. Oh, I'm not sure if it's this one, I think it's the other wing. Yeah, this wing, we've got obviously cut the arch, and then we've got the aerial hole to delete, and then on the tailgate I want to delete the rear wiper and washer jet hole as well. Just tidy that rear end up. Bonnet shouldn't need anything doing to it. So there's a few little jobs I'm going to jump on with. Get the wings cut, get the aerial hole welded up, get the them holes on that welded up, then get them all prepped really, get that prepped, ready for primer. This I'm going to take back down, and the sunroof I'll take back down to bare metal and we'll epoxy. And I think these, we will just sand these back, get these cleaned up and throw some epoxy on the top of them and on the top of the bonnet as well. So I'm going to jump on with that, cue the time lapse. So we've got all these bits sorted. We've deleted the wiper washer out of the boot lid. We've got a little dent here that was sorted out on the boot lid as well. Doors are back on. Obviously, we've had to do a bit of work to the bottom of the door, so these need a bit of filling, bit of sanding, but they're on, they fit, they're nice. Gaps are all nice. Wing is on. I've cut the arch on the wing as well, and I've cut the plastic arch as well. I've had a few questions saying how am I going to now fit these on, the arches on, because they fix on the inside. I'm going to be sort of tiger sealing them on, I think, when they're done. It's not perfect, because if I ever wanted to remove them or anything, but while I want to remove them, it's going to look sweet with them on. So we're going to be bonding all the arches on and cutting them like they do on race cars to give you nice fitment. So that's that. Wings are all scuffed up, inside, outside, ready to go. This side, I've also deleted the aerial hole down here. Again, scuffed inside, outside, all on, check for fitment. All looking sweet, all looking nice. We beat all the inside edge here because there are ripples where they're made. I put the bumpers on purely just to check fitment of where everything is. Make sure that everything we've done is covered up, looks good, and we're happy with. Bonnets on, that all still needs scuffing or whatever, but all looks quite nice. This door's on as well. Again, fits nice, swings nice, sits in the hole nicely. Bit a little down there, we had to do a bit of work, so a bit of filler, sand that back, epoxy that, like I say, rear bumper on just to check fitment. But it's all looking good. Now, I filmed a bit of doing the work to the panels and things, but I didn't go mad with it because I just want to get this done now. I really just want to get this done. But that is where the car is sitting now, and it's looking good. And you might have noticed that we've moved the old Fiesta up, which funnily enough, I'm running a competition on. You can win this car for £10. And we'll also be donating to Andy's Man Club, a mental health charity, which is close to my heart. So yeah, I'll put a link in the description for the episode where I explain it all, and for the raffle where you can go and enter to win that. Ends on March the 4th. Get your tickets for, hopefully, we all completely sell out and can give, I think we're up to 1,700 quid we're going to give to do charity now, if it sells out, through donations from various other friends, channels, things of that nature. I've put a post on Instagram all about it. So yeah, thank you all very much. Grab yourself some tickets and let's sell that out. So the reason we've moved the Fiesta is because we're going to start building my booth. Now, again, OG viewers of the channel, we might remember back to pretty much this time last year, we were building the caddy van. I think we painted it around March, so it was a little bit warmer, because at the moment, through paint prep, that diesel heater down there, which is brilliant, phenomenal, great, really warm in here, absolutely amazing. I've done, it's now, what date is it now? 21st, I think it is, of January. I've done £160 in diesel this month, trying to keep it warm for being able to paint that car. And it's going to keep going because we've now got to paint down this end. So we're building the paint booth. Easy as anything, or the way that I did it was, I've got a nice, sort of nice, low ceiling. Double-sided tape down the lines because it's a grid ceiling. Then we'll stick, bits left here still, stick sort of car sheeting up so that when you're painting and the doors open, these aren't jumping up and down and throwing stuff all over your car. We'll put a line along the floor, a line along the edge of the ceiling, sheeting down either sides. Down that end, we'll put another line of sheeting as well. Fan is down there, which is what we use as the extractor fan. Here are the filters and everything. And then we'll put another sheeting down the other end, and that will give us a nice paint booth. We'll clean all the floor down, wet the floor, so we're not kicking dust up. All of this rubbish, unfortunately, is probably going to have to stay here because I haven't really got anywhere else to put it, and it'd be in the way. Keep moving it up there. We'll move near Roy's bike. We're not really going to get any paint on that. But yeah, let's throw the camera up now, and I'll get all of this sheeting up on the ceiling, on the walls, and then we'll swap these two around, which is going to be fun in here without taking the Golf outside because it's quite narrow. But we'll get there. So let's get this paint booth built. Right, sheeting is stuck up to the ceiling. We've done this wall as well because the sheeting only came to here. So we've had to do the last two bays. And then luckily, it reaches just down onto the floor, which is nice. Car's pushed over into that corner. We need to clear all of this rubbish to then get the Mark 1 back on that trolley over there. So we can wheel the car down, put it in that corner. Fiesta goes up the top, car moves over into the middle, and then we can put it on the rollover jig and make a begin on... well, yeah, paint the underside of it is going to be the next plan. So what I'm going to do first before it goes down the end of the workshop, though, is sand and flat this high build primer that is already on the car, because I'm just not happy with how much is on there. We want to get some more on it. I've been out and got some. I've got another 3 litre tin there. And this time, we're going to put some thinners in it to hopefully make it come out the gun better, and we'll put some better coats on it. Everything will work, and it will actually do what it's supposed to do. But I have to say, I've blocked this corner out, so I've put the dry guide on, and I've blocked that out, and I am very pleased to say that that is, although the grey primer is coming through, it's straight. So if we build up more high build on it, block it again, it should stay white, and it should be flat. Oh, that's the idea. So yeah, I'm going to go over now, DA, hand pads, all that lot, clean the whole car, or wipe the whole car over, get it all flat again, because at the minute it's paint won't stick to it. Yeah, great. Cue the time lapse. And there is the booth sort of built, if you like. I've not put the door on this end yet, because I normally put tarpaulin up there because it's up and down, and it's just stronger than this. This stuff just rips straight away. But ceiling you saw, that wall you saw. I've now put this back wall on and that side wall on. My fan system that we used last time, which is a 20-inch floor fan, MDF box, 2 random frames are made out of bits of random wood, and a proper spray booth filter on there. Actually works quite well, pulls it out. We've got a thermometer here now, we're at 21 degrees with the diesel heater heating it up. That's with this end open as well. So when we get the tarpaulin up here, and then I'm going to move the blast cabinet and I'm going to try and build, I'm going to go and see one of the joinery companies, make a door that goes on here that'll have the filters on, because we had a 1 metre square door last time. I had to duck down to get in. I want a proper 2 metre door to be able to get in and out easily. And we'll just wet the floor down when we paint the top coat. I'm not going to bother with priming because it's primer. But yeah, car is in here. We've done a bit of masking out sort of on there. We've remasked that door out. Paint's been sat there getting nice and warm for a bit. I've also brought the bonnet in, the old original bonnet, because I want to high build prime that. And we'll just block it, get it flat. And then I want to use that to set up the new gun for when we paint the colour onto the shell. So I bought a new gun, which is a Anest Iwata Rebel. Don't know. Seems all right. I've also gone for the PPS system, save on cleaning cups and things out. I think it was 50 quid for 50 of them. So it's not the cheapest things in the world, but hopefully it'll make things nice and easy. I think that gun was about 120 quid from SP Supplies Limited, which Tony's Refinishing recommended. Again, if you don't know what Tony's Refinishing is, YouTube channel, painter, absolute diamond guy, helped me out with the caddies, giving me loads of advice with this as well. I'll put a link to his channel in the description. Enough rabbling on. Paint's warm, let's get it mixed in the gun. A fan on, heater on for a minute to keep it warm in here. Fan on, and then we'll get some paint on. And there's the shell back in, high build primer. And I've got to say, adding that tiny little 10% of thinners to that paint made the world of difference. It sprayed how it should spray. It went on how it should have gone on. We've got 2 really quite nice, quite thick coats on. I've purposefully, when I've been spraying as well, I've purposefully made a point of sort of 2 goes over edges, then we paint the area. And then when we come back round, we'll go back over the edges again, so that the edges, which are the areas you're likely to rub through, I've got plenty of material on, because I'm probably going to flat this down with like 240, ready for base, or ready for the 2K, which I think's right. It might need 400, it might need 240. I'll have a look anyway. I'll let you know in the next video. But yeah, shell is in and looking quite nice and really quite straight. This slam panel, I think, is my favourite part of the car, and it's going to look absolutely amazing. Plenty in the bay, so we can sand that back and get that flat. And again, that side's looking nice and straight as well. Bonnet, now this is the original bonnet that came on the car. So I had a repair in that corner, and it is full of divots and dents and all sorts on the bonnet. We're not using that. We've obviously got the new one wherever it is. But I've purposefully high build primed this so that when I'm setting up the new gun and I can have a bit of a play, a bit of a feel. I've never painted 2K direct gloss, so it'll be interesting to see how it comes out, how it lays, and what it finishes like. So that's probably going to be one of the first things we'll do. Monday morning plan's going to be get the car up on the rollover jig, paint the underside of the car. So that's done, and then the car can then just get put back on the axle stands, and it hasn't got to come back off the axle stands again because we can paint everything where it is, as it is. And then, yeah, bonnet's just for testing. Another little job that was on my list was getting these wings, the inside of the wings, in epoxy primer. So they were all sorted and keyed up yesterday, and they've now been epoxy primed, ready for us to Gravitex the inside of these, so that they've got a bit of stone chip protection, meaning we can then epoxy prime the outside and get these ready to go in colour as well. Obviously all the doors and everything, we've still got to sort them out. I'm trying to just focus on getting the shelling paint at the minute, so it's done. But yeah, I am absolutely done. It's been another long old week. I've got to say, I do not know, and hats off to anyone that does what I'm doing evenings and weekends. I don't know how you do it. I'm doing it every day and it's killing me. I really don't know how you'd have a proper job and do this as well. But yeah, anyway, hats off to you. Very well done. Yeah, I'm waffling, I'm tired, I'm going home. So we'll leave it on there then, guys. Until next time, enjoy.